Hello guys and welcome back to QnA Today or QnA Sunday, whatever you wanna call it. Weekly series, you tweeted me questions, I answer them, it's fucking amazing. Let's get started. So the first questions comes from, I'm sorry lady, Freya, at Freya_Slane158, at HospitalMadness. Matt, what would you do if the zombie apocalypse started in London right now? Probably, and I know it sounds weird, but that's something that I kind of look forward to. I don't know, I've been playing too much zombies lately, and I'm really into, like, I don't know, like, fucking popping heads and, like, shoot, and, like, you know, blood, and kapow! That right now, I really don't know. I will probably go on raid, the first gun shop that I find. After I get that, I will probably collect a bunch of people. We'll start going around together, we'll probably get a lot of supplies, and then come back to possibly one of the most strategic apartments that we own. So mine wouldn't be suitable because it's way too small, plus it's on the 3rd floor I believe. So we could get stuck here, and there is, like the window is fucked, so no. We'll probably go somewhere where there is also like a garden, and we'll probably like fucking cover up all the windows, put like objects in the house, and then I don't know, like put some like miniguns and shit outside. Oh dude, I don't know why, but I kind of want that to happen, bro. Next question comes from Lars Kraus. I'm sorry bro if I raped your name, my bad. At Mr_Larry Talks. Why did you call your YouTube Twitch channel HospitalMadness? Well, that goes back to the reason why my gamer tag originally should have been HospitalMadness, and what happened and that kind of stuff. So the reason why it's called HospitalMadness is because it goes back to probably when I started skating. It was when I was like 13, 14. I was really into skating. I didn't, you know, have such a big amount of friends in high school. I knew a lot of people. That's easy. Like to get to know people, it's really easy. Like to be like, okay, yeah, I know the guy, I know who you're talking about. I've you know, talked to him a couple of times, but I didn't really have that many friends. You know, a couple of guys that you would really, you know, feel like, bro, you feel me, bro. That's what I was missing. And I was kind of a loner, not really that extrovert, kind of asocial and that kind of stuff. That's actually when I started to get really into video games. But it all started one day. I was at the skate park with these couple of friends of mine that I met there. We're really connected with each other, you know, like we're good friends, and out of no reasons we're just attributing nicknames to every single one of us. And when it came to me, I don't know for what reason, but they came up with HospitalMadness. It didn't make any fucking sense. There was no reason whatsoever for which I should have been called HospitalMadness. Plus it was a fucking long nickname, and it sounds kind of weird and, you know, dummy. Yeah. But the thing is that 2 years later, when I got my motorbike, I was going around with my motorbike, I did a crash. I ended up staying in the hospital for basically one and a half months, more or less. And of these 1.5 months, I went there because I broke my right femur, which is the biggest bone in your leg, and I broke 3 ribs. One of the ribs crushed one of my lungs. It was pretty fucked up situation. Like it was fucked up. But the thing is that for the first 2 weeks I had to stay in this really closed part of the hospital. I mean, not even my parents could come in and visit whenever they wanted. There were like a couple of hours a day in which the visits were allowed, but it was only like the part of the hospital, it was only dedicated to those people that sort of, you know, intensive care, those that you don't know if they're gonna make it through the night or shit like that, which sounds extremely bad. And right now I'm realizing what kind of a pain in the ass I've been to my parents, and I feel sorry for that. But the thing is that of those 2 weeks that I stayed there, I basically was asleep 1.5 weeks because they would sedate me so that I wouldn't feel pain. So it was like a induced coma, all that kind of stuff, which sounds even worse, but believe me, it wasn't that bad. The worst part was that I had to stay there for another like half a week before I was moved to a new department, in which, you know, I could get my friends to visit, I could do more stuff, I could watch TV and shit like that. For that half a week, literally, it was a nightmare. I'm the kind of guy, especially in the last like 4 or 5 years, I need to talk to people, I need to move, I need to, you know, use up my energy, because I have a good amount of energy in my body, and if I don't use it up, I feel bad, I feel sick. I truly do feel sick. And during that half a week, I basically couldn't move. I was sort of, you know, restrained to my bed, because literally I couldn't move my right leg because it was fucked up, and all the rest of my body was kind of hurting, and I wasn't feeling that good, and I couldn't move at all because, you know, all the nurses would come and be like, yo bitch, bring your booty to the floor, bring your booty on the bed, and stay the fuck there. So basically, the only thing that I was allowed to do was to talk with nurses, and of course they had to do their own, you know, they had to take care of people and do their own shit, so they couldn't spend that much time talking with me. And I know that it sounds really weird, but if I don't talk to people, I fucking freak out, okay? Literally. I felt trapped, and to the point in which I wasn't able to fucking sleep, and I would have like these weird raging moments, like in which I had to say something, I had to bring out my energy, and so I would simply start, you know, fucking moving really fast on the bed, like fucking trying to bring my ass out of the bed and like start working and shit like that. I was really feeling bad, and to the point in which they actually had to sedate me in order to keep me calm. And that is where I kind of understood the reasoning behind the hospital madness. I mean, it made no sense back in the days when I was skating with my friends, but after that experience in the hospital, I understood that the hospital madness was not because I was getting fucking mad, like literally crazy mad, for that half a week. Literally, I've never experienced such an event, and I really hope the best for everyone out there to not experience this kind of stuff, because it was a pain in the ass. Possibly one of the worst memories that I have of myself growing up. Literally, it was that bad. So that's why, you know, hospital madness was always so important to me. It got a lot of, you know, I understood the importance of that nickname when I was in the hospital and when I felt that experience and those sensations, and for that reason I just decided to stick with it. I thought it was kind of original because not as many people use that nickname. I tried to put it as a gamer tag, but when I first started playing on the Xbox, I actually brought up the Xbox 360 of a friend of mine. I do remember that he actually J-tagged it because he was not going to play multiplayer, and for that reason he was like, no, I don't give a shit, I'm gonna J-tag it so that I can download games from the internet and just play them without paying them. And I forgot about that. I connected to the internet, the console got console banned, and I already signed up with my first ever profile, which is HospitalMadness, and for that reason I created Madness TGC, which I will explain that later on in another Q&A probably. Another question comes from, again, Freya, at Freya_Slaney 158, at HospitalMadness. If you could have one job, what would it be and why? Out of my own preference, the one job that I would love to have, and I don't know why, but I just find it so fucking amazing, is to work in the radio, and not like behind the scenes, like be the guy that actually talks in the radio and is like, okay, we're about to listen to yada 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 yada. I don't know why I always wanted to be that guy. I always wanted to work in the radio. I find that the radio is one of the most amazing media / entertainment things that we have in this world. I fucking love it. I listen to it. I probably listen to more radio. I listened to a lot of radio when I was growing up, but nowadays I'm kind of skipping on it. Like, I watch a lot more YouTube videos, and probably in future years I will change my desired job. But if I had the opportunity to do one job, I would go for that, because I don't know, there's something so fascinating about it, bro. Next question comes from DXR Havocs at DXR_H4VOKZ at HospitalMadness, #QnA. When was the first thing that came into your mind when you saw this photo? So we got Nate Shot, Bin Laden, Nate Shot Laden. I don't know if that is Bin Laden or Saddam Hussein, one of the two. So in that case will be Saddam Shot or Bin Laden. I don't know, that's a weird fucked up shit, bro. Like, weird. Another question comes from Freya Slaney at Freya_Slaney158 at HospitalMadness. When is your birthday? I was actually born the 24th of July 1994 back in Italy, in a part of Italy that is called Borgo Trento. Next question again from Freya Slaney at Freya_Slaney158. Can you learn to say my name properly, please? Nope. I swear to God, I tried my ass off. I also went on a website to understand how to pronounce your name, and it says that it needs to be read F-R-A-Y-R. Ooh, like Freya. You see, I'm not fucking able. I don't know why, but it's not working. And that's it for this week Q&A. If you want your questions to be featured, be sure to Twitter me. Simply Twitter me at HospitalMadness. You can ask me any kind of question. It can be, gaming related, personal life related, streaming related, whatever you feel like you want to ask me. And hopefully these kind of, these videos will go up every single Sunday, hopefully. So if you want your question to be featured and answered in the next video, you gotta Twitter me the question before Sunday morning. That's it. Bye bye.